In Lukeman overcoming Krzysztof Ratajski 6-2.
Bullseye, Bradley's won them.
And Joe Cullen beaten by Scott Mitchell. That's Joe Cullen, the number 2 seed here today. However, Gerwyn Price did overcome Mike De Decker despite the Belgian averaging 106. James Wade is through 6-2 versus Sean Fisher. Johnny Clayton has beaten Glenn Durrant as the reigning Premier League champion has seen off last year's Premier League winner. Jim McEwen's averaged a ton, whitewashed Mickey Mansell. Matt Edgar did beat Devon Peterson. And Peter Wright has beaten Jack Main, despite Jack Main averaging 100. I think that's about the 3rd or 4th time that Jack Main has lost to Peter Wright in the Pro Tour. Michael Smith's through as well. He's beaten Lisa Ashton with a 100 average, 6-4 victory there. But we turn our attention to what we've got here. It is Boris Krčmar, the gigantic Croatian, versus World Youth Champion Bradley Brooks.
58.
The beauty of this game is that these two are competing on an equal footing, despite the fact that Boris could probably, without hyperbole, use Bradley as a toothpick.
$135.
And they are neck and neck in this opening leg. However, Krčmar
$108.
Yeah, nicely done. Chance to break throw here. Bradley wants 156. Needs another in there. Gets another in there to leave double 18. Oh, and he has dragged that horrendously. Both on 32.
Game shot.
And Boris does pin the double 8. We have a breaker throw in the opening leg. 1-0 to the Croatian with a 14 darter. Bradley Brooks very nearly pulling off a little act of escapology there.
140. $40. $100.
Rob Cross versus Steve Brown. The game to follow this one with Keegan Brown and Luke Woodhouse rounding off the first round
43.
action. Bradley just stretching his arms out. He's had a couple of darts which he's really dragged quite a long way down. Notably that double 18, but there was one in the 20s just there. And he's been left eating Krčmar's dust in this second leg.
134.
Bit better, but it's too little too late in this one. Kevin McDine not managing to find his way to his own booth, it would appear. Bullseye.
96.
Yeah, he always figured Boris Krčmar was going to go for the bullseye. I mean, if you
41.
are going to wander through somebody else's streaming booth, maybe don't do it to Boris Krčmar, who could just eject you from it in any direction he chooses.
Game shot.
Able to choose any route he liked to win that leg. It's another 14 darter. Bradley Brooks not even challenging him.
134.
Ooh, big win for Andy Hamilton. A 6-1 victory over Damon Heta, our finalist in the opening day here in Barnsley. A surprise defeat for the Australian. Ross Smith has overcome Louis Williams, who's enjoyed a decent week here at the Metrodome, but won't add to that today. Danny Noppert's won an all-Dutch encounter with Barry van Peer. And Raymond van Barneveld has beaten Dirk van Dijvenbode 6-5. Dirk has lost in the first round 3 times in a row, despite averaging 99 today, 105 on one of the days, and I think he was about 98 the other day.
60.
Played some excellent darts, and he's won absolutely nothing for it.
$100. 99.
I'll just be a little bit concerned with Bradley about how he's dragging some of those darts down.
91.
Krčmar leaves himself 90. Bradley going the 12s route. That leaves double top.
48.
And again, look at that, dragging a good inch low. And I'm not sure what the problem is, but it is a recurring one. Double 5.
85.
Well, it would have been 3-0. A let off for Bradley Brooks, but he's got to find a way of pinning this double. Double 5.
15.
And again, low. Just in the one.
Game shot.
And bang in the double 2. 3-0 double breaker throw, and Bradley Brooks is in a lot of bother here. Shaking his head, not a happy boy.
96. $45. 85. 140.
Well, just gave himself a little bit of extra time there, Bradley. It seems to have paid dividends. Maybe
60.
Maybe it is worth just giving himself a little moment. There, that's a great dart. He's gone flying past it. And I think that's an overcorrection, and I think that's why he's so annoyed.
125.
Really, really annoyed himself at dragging so many darts low, and then when he tries to correct it, he goes sailing past it when that one was absolutely perfect. You saw it from the third dart.
60.
Just got to keep his cool here.
$58.
I mean, getting fired up, it can actually bring some good stuff out. You've seen it with Bradley as well. He's a feisty character on the dartboard. He's an entertaining watch.
140.
But if it does get too much and it inhibits his own game, that's not going to help him.
$93.
And he has left himself on tops, but he may not come back to the board, and it could be 0-4.
Game shot.
He's been a fabulous addition to the PDC circuit, Boris Krčmar. He's been circling the world of steel-tipped darts for some time like a shark.
180.
And then made the move over and put in some really eye-catching performances. This is just a sort
81.
of solid Boris display.
$58. Yeah, there was 81. Yeah, just had to times up.
Andrew Davis, turns out, is not going to argue with Boris Krčmar about what the score was.
180.
Wouldn't argue with that one either.
$77. $44.
Well, not much between him in this leg. Bradley Brooks. We saw John Henderson try to stage a fight back from 5-0 down against Ryan Searle. Bradley is fuming.
57. $100.
2 darter left for Boris. Got to find the treble 20. Now has to find the bull.
104.
valiant effort. Will he be allowed back to the board? Double-double. Yeah, I think right decision, just couldn't quite execute. And he is allowed back to the board, Bradley Brooks, to get something in this game.
Game shot.
There it is. He has a leg. No celebration. Bradley Brooks is just relieved to get rid of the 0 next to his name. $100. More winners from around the boards for you. Brendan Dolan beating Darren Webster.
97.
But doesn't look like we've got anybody close to joining him at the moment. A lot of games sort of in the early stages.
100.
Mark McGeaney still looking for his first win since the very first Players' Championship event of the year. This is Players' Championship 23. Well, McGeaney's 3-2 up and averaging 96.5 against Ryan Murray. Could
96.
be a great chance. Martin Schindler is playing some magnificent darts. Not just this week. It's been for months and months and months now. Very unfortunate to lose his tour card. He is playing brilliantly. And he is 3-0 up right now. And Lung Kai Fan averaging 112. Little Shindy, who's a World Youth Championship
96.
finalist himself. Bradley, the reigning World Youth Champion. But Shindy looks like he's about to do something really big.
140. $81.
That's annoying after the first start for Bradley. Leaves 1-3-1. Double 16.
72.
Whereas Krčmar is not quite on the hill yet, but he's very close. Tops. There's one. Oh no, and we're back to dragging it low. Two fabulous darts from Bradley Brooks, and then he's unable to follow one.
Game shot.
Oh, it kind of sums up this game. There's been some good stuff from Bradley, but just when you think he's sorted things out, a problem reappears. And he's gone from being angry about it to looking kind of resigned to his fate.
140.
Krčmar has just carried on doing what he's doing. I mean, he's been averaging sort of mid-90s, looking very solid, very efficient. He's a very, very dangerous player, and he has got gears. We've seen him putting big ton-plus averages. Serious darts player is Boris Krčmar.
140. $57. $100.
Yeah, the end is nigh, I'm afraid, for Bradley. Krčmar's got at least a couple of visits to see off the 1-2-1. Doesn't need to go the 11s, but he probably will. And that leaves double 14. And there it is. Boris Krčmar sees off Bradley Brooks, the World Youth Champion. Just not really at the races today. Unable to challenge the big Croatian who averages 98 and only drops a leg as he powers into round 2 and sets up a cracker with Ryan Searle.